Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast, on a mission to create a world where food makes us better. Today, as promised, we are talking breakfast. I'll share with you some of my favorite breakfast, and I'll share with you some more details about the nutritional information in those breakfasts and why, from nutrition perspective, and of course it means that it's healthier, it's better for you, it's going to give you more energy, vitality, health on a regular basis, why some breakfasts are better than others. It's not just my belief or taste preference, but they're actually better when we check the amount of calories, proteins, fats, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. When it comes to healthy, balanced diet, we always want to make sure that per every calorie, per every bite of food, we are eating the most possible amount of essential vitamins, minerals, fats, and proteins, and other substances that our body needs. And that's how I, for example, create my daily menus. Like, some people think that I absolutely, that is my favorite food: sardines and liver and eggs and broccoli and spinach and kale. Don't get me wrong, I love those vegetables. I love my bell peppers, the champions of vitamin C. But guys, that's not the main reason why I'm eating them. I know that almost any food, when you cook it right, using your favorite spices and herbs and different other condiments, they all can be made delicious. But I choose certain foods because for me, what is really important, the amount of energy I have for my days, the amount of vitality, how less often I get sick, because that steals my time at the end of the day, how much more energetic and optimistic I feel. And believe it or not, all of that relies on our daily nutrition. And I choose the foods that make me feel the best, because at the end of the day, that feels the best. Eating, we spend maybe a couple of hours a day. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, we're enjoying it, but eat to spoil the rest of the day because the food is not optimal, or it doesn't give us the vitality, the energy. It makes us feel bloated, low on energy, and heavy. Spend 2 hours enjoying and then suffering the rest of the day. And probably, if the food is really some kind of junk food, is suboptimal, suffering with some degenerative disease, long-term and chronic. From my perspective, it's just not worth it. And so I do my best to choose the most nutritious and best quality foods. And then I do my best to learn how to make them super delicious. So I enjoy them while I eat them, and I enjoy all the benefits after. So today is about breakfast. What are a couple of most nutritionist favorites breakfasts that you can simply enjoy every single morning? And by the way, guys, all of these breakfasts, you can either really fast and simply cook in the morning, or if you don't have time, you can do meal prep like a couple of times a week, when you cut and prepare all the ingredients, and there are not so many actually, and then you just quickly assemble it in the morning and maybe take with you to work, or quickly eat before work or wherever you have to go. So let's start with my favorite breakfast. It's an omelette. 3-egg omelette. Choose the best eggs you can find, with that orange yolk full of carotenoids, those antioxidants that are super beneficial for our health, and also organic, pasture raised. There is just so much nutrition. Also eggs, not all eggs are created equal, so choose the best you can, guys, always. So 3 eggs you need for that breakfast. You need 100 grams or more of spinach. You'll also need a bell pepper. Red bell pepper is the best because it has maximum vitamin C. And then you can add other stuff, again, herbs, spices, or also one can of sardines, small can of sardines, the whole thing with bones and skins, either in water or extra virgin olive oil. And so what we do, we make a simple scramble or omelette with spinach, either frozen that you defrost. You can even put it frozen in the pan and just let it, warm up and defrost while you cook. It just takes maybe like a little bit more time, maybe 5-7 minutes more when you put it frozen in the pan. So you cook your spinach, your 3 eggs, and your bell pepper in the pan, creating that scramble or omelette or whatever you'd like to call it. Just cook your eggs. And then once it's cooked, you can add your sardines on top of that. You can eat them separately, and that's going to be a very nutritious and balanced meal. And why am I saying that it's going to be balanced and nutritious, and why it's my favorite? Because guys, with just about 400 calories for that whole breakfast, you're going to get at least 30% of all of your nutrients. I mean, all the essential vitamins and minerals, except for fiber. It's not that high in fiber. You're gonna get just about 15 grams of fiber. That is pretty good for breakfast, if you ask me. But anyhow, guys, I was saying that with those 400 calories, just 400 calories, you're gonna get 40 grams of protein. You're gonna get just 3 grams of carbohydrates. You're gonna get somewhere around 22 grams of really amazing fat. But also you're gonna get a lot of nutrition, more than 30% at least of each single nutrient that you need as a human being, your essential vitamins and minerals. You're going to get calcium about 70% from your canned sardines that you're going to eat with bones. That's where calcium is. You're going to get vitamin D about 50%. You're going to get iodine and all the B vitamins and folate and omega-3 fatty acids. You're gonna get 330%. Like, this is a very nutritious breakfast for just 400 calories. And guys, because it's so rich in nutrition and it's combined in an amazing way, it's really great for our digestive system. So you're gonna feel light, but you're gonna feel energized and not hungry. You're gonna feel fulfilled, and you're gonna be able to work through many things full of energy and not worrying about hunger for quite some time, 5-6 hours, because again, this breakfast is quite filling, even though it does not have that many calories. And it doesn't have definitely any processed shit that make your blood sugar go up and down and that keeps you hungry. And it doesn't have any toxins that then your body has to metabolize, getting your energy from you into digestion and elimination of stuff. So this is an amazing breakfast. And let me repeat to you, 400 calories, 40 grams of protein, 20 grams of fat, about 10-12 grams of fiber. It's gonna hit all the nutrients, more than 30%, like all of them. One bell pepper alone will give you 200-300% of your vitamin C, and there's going to be omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins. It's a little bit lower on potassium, just about 17-20%. So that I would eat more of during the day, loading up on avocados, vegetables like Brussels sprouts. So that's the only thing that a little bit lower, but still pretty good, better than most breakfast options. The next one, that is the one that requires no cooking, and it is quite a nutritious breakfast too. It's gonna hit again most of your nutrients, 30% and more, but it's a little bit higher in calories. It's about 750 calories, and the reason why is because there is an avocado, a biggish avocado. If you go for a small one, then you might hit about 550 calories. But anyhow, that breakfast is also higher in potassium because avocado has quite a lot of it. So potassium going to be 30% in this one. But again, with those 750 calories, you're going to get about 5-6 grams of total carbohydrates. You're going to get about 30% of your fiber requirement. You're gonna get about 40% of your protein again, and a little bit more fat, about 50 grams of fat per that meal. But again, you're gonna hit all of your nutrients, 30% plus, all of them, and your vitamin D and K and calcium and vitamin E and omega-3 fatty acids, and all the amino acids that our body needs, and iron and folate and vitamin A and zinc. So that's also a very nutritious breakfast. And especially if you are a guy, then 750 calories is actually more adequate for your nutritional requirements if you eat 3 meals a day. 400 calories for breakfast, it's not even that much. If you're a female and you are on somewhere around 2000 calories, then it's not even close to a third. For a guy, 750, that's close to a third. But that breakfast, it will work for most people. Again, it's nutritionally very well balanced. It's a great combo for our digestive system that, as we talked, the easier it is for our body, for our digestive system to digest food, to digest certain food combinations, the more energy we're going to have after meal and throughout the day, and the less sleep you're going to need, and the more energized we're going to feel when we wake up. And then a lot of people who ask me about nutrition or the healthiness of diets or their meals, people ask me about smoothies for breakfast. I don't like foods that were smoothied, juiced, or somehow made into powders, potions, and extracts. But if smoothie is your thing, if you absolutely love the simplicity of drinking a smoothie in the morning, by the way, you can make it even simpler by preparing all the ingredients and putting them in the freezer in individual bags. So every morning you just have to put them in the blender, blend them, and basically your whole breakfast is going to take 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes to make, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it slowly to help your body to absorb and digest nutrients better. But anyhow, what is a great smoothie? A great smoothie, guys, it's a smoothie that has a lot of greens, spinach, kale, broccoli. Those are amazing greens for your smoothies. A good smoothie would not have a lot of sugar for sure, because fruits, they have quite a lot. Some fruits like bananas or other sweet fruit have quite a lot of fructose, and it's not that bad if you eat your fruit whole and if you don't eat too much of it. But when it's made into juice or smoothie, it's a different story. So I wouldn't recommend making into smoothie sweet fruit because of that, because of the absorption rate of those fruit sugars. So I would go for a measuring cup of berries instead. Something like blueberries or strawberries or raspberries would be the best options. On fat, I would add to a smoothie a little bit of fat, but not too much. A little bit means maybe like a tablespoon of coconut oil, or maybe like half an avocado. No more than that. We don't want to make it too much sugar, too much fat. I would add that to balance it out and help with the absorption of that amount of fruit sugar that is found in berries. And then I would add to that smoothie a serving of plant-based protein. The reason I'm saying plant-based protein powder is because when you mix quite different ingredients like fruit, and you add on top of that animal protein like whey protein, for example, your digestive system might not react that well to that, and you might have like some sort of allergic reactions or developing sensitivities, or your skin might not look that well, and you might have some gas. Your energy might not be that high as it could be. So for that reason, for better combination for our digestive system, I would go with plant-based protein. Just make sure that it doesn't have any added sugars that affect your blood sugar. So the best sweeteners for plant-based proteins are either stevia or monk fruit extract. So make sure that you check the ingredient list. And also when it comes to plant-based protein, I always recommend to go for a protein like Garden of Life. The reason being, they have 20-30 different sprouts and greens and different superfoods in that blend, compared to cheaper varieties that have like pea protein or rice protein, that it's not necessarily the best or the most nutritious. So if you can get it and can afford it, always go for a Garden of Life. Some of them actually are not sweetened, so look for those. Look for unsweetened ones or unflavored ones without any sugars added, sweetened with stevia, if sweetened at all. So go for those. One serving of that will give you about 22 grams of protein. They're new like varieties. So that would be a smoothie that I would make for myself if I were into smoothies, not whole foods. For me, from my perspective, from what I see in people, the effect on health and hunger and weight loss, and just eating habits, whole foods work better for many reasons. So I would always choose whole foods. If you decide to opt out for smoothie, again, don't forget to include a lot of greens, maybe a cup of berries. If you need it a little bit sweeter, then add some stevia yourself. Just make sure that it's pure stevia, not some stevia containing weird sweetener with tons of other ingredients. Then add a little bit of fat, not a lot, maybe like a tablespoon of coconut oil or half an avocado. Then I would add some serving of plant-based protein, and that would probably give you, let me see, in the range of 300-400 calories too, with about 25 grams of protein, with probably might be around like 10-15 grams of fat. Carbohydrates not going to be that high, maybe 20. And then there's going to be fiber and tons of nutrients. So from a nutrition perspective, it's also quite good. Depending on the greens you put there, depending on the berries, the nutritional profile is going to be a little bit different. But so that's the smoothie I would make if I were to make smoothie every morning. And then my other two favorite breakfasts, balanced, giving you almost all of the nutrients, 30% and more. One is a little bit, probably actually a lot lower in calories if you're someone who is sensitive to that at the moment, and the other one is higher in calories. So one probably more suitable for super active and guys, and the other maybe for females or someone who's watching their calories at the moment. So one of my favorite breakfasts ever is spinach omelette with 3 eggs and a can of sardines with bones and skins intact for all the calcium and collagen. And the other one, and bell pepper, don't forget the bell pepper, it's an important source of vitamin C. And then the other one that doesn't require any cooking, ripe avocado, you just eat it as it is. And if you cut it in half, you're going to cut in half the calories, but also the potassium with that. So 3 eggs, boil those eggs, boil them maybe like twice a week, once a week, and then have them ready to go. So 3 eggs and a can of sardines, and you can pack that breakfast anywhere to go with you, and you can eat it if you in your car or while commuting, if you are still commuting during this COVID times. So that is a portable, convenient version, fast version of a nutritious breakfast. That's it for today, guys. If you have any questions about this breakfast, or maybe you'd like my opinion about some plant-based protein powder or some of the ingredients, let me know. Let me know any of the questions you have for any breakfast varieties that you are thinking of doing. Let me know. I love answering your questions. Share this episode with another breakfast enthusiast who'd like to healthify their breakfast. As we all eat better, our food system gets better, so it's a win-win for everyone. So share this episode, enjoy some healthy breakfast for me today and every day. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily. And maybe today, start with breakfast.